the good life, full of fun.
Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. Another exciting day in my kitchen. What are we gonna make? Great question. You guys like manicotti? I love manicotti, and one of the ways that most people make manicotti, which I understand, is you go to the grocery store and you grab that pasta shell and you're gonna fill it, which is great. But to really make a phenomenal manicotti, I mean something that just totally sends it over the top, we're gonna make our own manicotti shell, our own pasta. Essentially, we're gonna make a pasta crepe is what it's called. So similar to a dessert crepe, but it's gonna actually have more of a feel of beautiful taste and depth and texture in the pasta that we're gonna add when we add our cheeses, okay? So what we're gonna do in this video is we're gonna make the manicotti crepe. And then for those of you that wanna make the manicotti, and you're gonna take the crepe recipe, then just go ahead and forward right into the next video. But just to save time for those of us that just wanna learn how to make the crepe, we're gonna do it just in this video. It'll be nice and brief and fun and short, and it's gonna be absolutely delicious. And I'm gonna show you how to take what you normally make or traditionally make, and you're just gonna send it right through the roof. It's gonna just bring you right to old Italy, because that's what Grandma used to do, old Italy stuff, okay? So real simple, we're gonna start with 4 cups of flour. We're gonna do 1.5 cups of milk. We're gonna add a little salt. I got in there maybe 1/4 teaspoon, maybe a little bit more. We've got some fresh ground pepper. We've got 1/4 cup of olive oil. Now, when you use olive oil in this case, you're not gonna want extra virgin olive oil. You don't want that deep green stuff because it's got too much of the particulate from the fruit of the olive. So in this case, you want the yellow olive oil, okay? And then we're gonna do 4 eggs. Now, if you're looking for olive oil, I gotta do my shameless plug. That's not what we used in this case. We used some extra virgin olive oil. We got a beautiful new label, Vito and Joe's extra virgin Italian olive oil, right from Puglia. Beautiful depth, delicious. For those viewers that have already bought a bottle, I get the best reviews, the greatest comments. If you haven't got one yet, just go right on our Facebook. You can go right on YouTube. You can go right on our webpage at cookingitalianwithjoe.com. Grab yourself a beautiful bottle for the holidays. Makes a great gift. Makes a great gift for you if you want to just put something in your kitchen, I'll tell you that. All right, so what do you say we make some crepes, some manicotti crepes, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 4 cups of flour, and I'm gonna do this just like this because I'm known to move very quickly, and a lot of times in these videos I have to try to like slow myself down, but what I do is I splatter it all over the place. So I'm gonna put a little salt in there. We got a little Dean Martin going in the background. How great is that? And I'm gonna add my milk. And I'm just gonna go ahead and essentially add everything. Now, this is not a dessert crepe. A dessert crepe, you're gonna wanna use butter in replace of the olive oil. And you wouldn't add any pepper, obviously, okay? But we wanna flavor up the crepe a little bit. Now remember, on our eggs, we're always gonna take the 4 eggs, but we're gonna crack them over a clear dish so you don't get any shell in there, right? And then we're gonna mix them up first. Why do you do that? So that you've got a beautiful mix and distribution of the egg in your food, in your batter, okay? If not, sometimes you'll get chunks of egg that won't fully incorporate. So we're gonna mix them or scramble them right here. Crepes always come out good when you're listening to Dean Martin, I'll tell you that. All right, so we've got a nice mixture of the eggs. I'm gonna put those in there. And last but not least, we're gonna add our olive oil. There you go, beautiful, okay? And now we just got a simple whisk. Now we don't wanna whisk it, if you will, we're incorporating air, but we're gonna want this to be very thin. So anytime you mix things, depending on the amount of moisture, in this case from the egg, which is variable, you're gonna maybe have to add some more milk, I'm sorry. So in this case, we're definitely gonna have to add some more because see how thick it is? Right, and it's a batter, but it's a thick batter, so I want to definitely make it really thin. So I'm going to have to add at least, I could tell just by looking at this, at least a 1/4 cup, if not a 1/2 cup of milk, okay? Now what happens in those cases a lot of times is like I said, most of the cases is the size of the egg, sometimes it's the moisture content in your flour, and that'll throw that off a lot. So I'm going to just kind of mix it a little bit while it's thicker. And then I'm going to add, in this case, I'm going to add a 1/2 cup more of milk just because it's too thick. So hold on 1 second. Magic of TV. All right, here we go. So we're going to add a little bit more milk. All right, and that should, there you go, that'll make it perfect, okay? Because what we don't want it really, really thin, but we certainly want it thin because we're gonna ladle it right in a crepe pan. Now what I've got is just a traditional pan, and I did that because a lot of times some of our viewers, you guys don't necessarily have a crepe maker, which I have, or a crepe Teflon coated pan or something like that. So you can just do a simple pan. You're gonna get a little olive oil, which I did, but I did the gold olive oil, not the green, not the extra virgin. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do in that case is I'm going to just put a little brush of oil in the bottom. It won't stick at all, it'll be perfect, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and mix this. I'm gonna let it set for about 10 minutes. Let the flour hydrate. I'll tune right back with you guys. We'll start making some crepes, all right? Manicotti crepes. Talk to you guys in a minute. All right, guys, here we go. So now what we're doing is we're making crepes. So I've got the batter, right? I added a little bit more than a half cup. I think I added maybe almost 3/4 of a cup of milk. I had to add a little extra, okay? So just to give you a heads up on that. So you might, start with the recipe I gave you and add a little bit more if you need to. Now what I've got is just a traditional frying pan. All right, so we don't need a Teflon or crepe pan or anything like that. I've got some olive oil, again, just the golden olive oil, okay, not extra virgin. All right, and then whether you're going to use a plate, paper towels, what have you, just off to the side. And this is a lot of fun. What you're essentially making right now is pasta. So, pasta is made from eggs, if you will, and flour. So essentially what you've got is a pasta shell that you're making. You're just putting it in the form of a crepe. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a little bit of olive oil, just a splash, and you're just going to put it in the bottom of the pan. Go up along the side of the pan and the bottom of the pan, all right? The pan's already warm, right? All right, and then I'm going to try not to block it. I'm going to take a ladle. I take it off the heat, all right? And I'm going to take a ladle of my mix, right? My crepe mix. And then I'm just going to make a circle. See that? Just make a circle of it. All right, just get a nice big circle. And you're going to see some of the stuff on the side, and I'll show you here in a second. Some of that stuff on the side is going to be nice and thin. So if you can come in real quick, you see how it's nice and thin up along the side? Well, you're going to see that'll start to peel away. It'll start to curl. And that's what you want. You want them nice and thin, and you want it to curl. And it's going to be on one side, maybe 2 minutes. And then I like to flip it. Now some recipes and some chefs that I've listened to say don't flip it, but I like to flip it. I like to get a little bit of and I'll show you, I like a little bit of color, and I like a little bit of that caramelization on both sides. I think it just adds to the flavor. So that's a preference type issue. So we're going to let it go here for a couple of minutes. And what I'll do is I'll tune right back with you guys when we're ready to flip it. I'll show you exactly what it looks like. And then we'll flip it and we'll finish it up. It's going to be absolutely delicious. I'll talk to you guys in a minute. All right, guys, welcome back. So now you're going to see how this is curled? Can you see that in there? See how it's curling up? And then with just a little wooden spatula, you see how it's got a nice brown. Isn't that beautiful? Can you see that really well? See that nice brown on the edge? So it's done. So there's a couple of ways you can do it. You can take this and you can flip it, but that's for amateurs, okay? Now we're cooking Italian with Joe here. Forget about it, Italian style. So my camera woman doesn't think I can flip this puppy, and I can flip it no problem. I've been doing this for years. All right, so see how nice and smooth that is and non-stick? So what you want to do is you want to get it right to the edge of that pan, right there. And that's when you're going to flip it, because you're going to flip that edge, all right? So here we go. We got it's looking good, beautiful. Oh, there you go. Did you catch that? Whoa, there it is. Whoa, there it is. There you go. All right. Isn't that fun? That's fun. So you just do it. If it falls on the floor, if it's on there for less than 3 seconds, you can pick it up. All right. Most of the ones I served other people, it's been under 3 seconds. So there we go, right? So she's looking beautiful on both sides. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently put it. Whoops. I'm going to put it gently in my little pile here. Okay. And then this is a nice rack because it's got air that circulates on the bottom. Hey guys, there you go. So there's your crepe. There's your Manicotti crepe. Isn't that absolutely awesome and delicious and fun? So in this case, what you're going to do is you're going to take a ricotta cheese. Okay, in our mixture, we're going to do a 4 cheese. So make sure you take a look at that video. And then what you're going to do in this case, you're going to roll it this way, and you can roll it this way. And depending on the fold and how much, you can let it set like this. Most of the time, you're going to put it in the dish upside down, so the weight of the Manicotti crepe will actually hold itself together. And there you go. And I'll tell you, like I said, this is a cooked pasta, so I'll try just a little taste of it here. I don't want to ruin it. That's so delicious. Again, it tastes like a soft pasta as opposed to a hard or dried pasta, and it's cooked. It's absolutely delicious, and you can use these for so many different things. Certainly, if you want to make it for dessert, you'd add butter, and you could add a little sugar to the crepe batter, to the recipe I gave you. If not, again, you can add salt and milk, and you're not going to try to sweeten it up, and you can use it for anything else that's more savory, if you will. Adds a lot more class, a lot more flavor, and it gives a delicate texture, delicate nature to the manicotti. You can't reproduce in a store-bought shell. And that's not what we do here in Cooking and Tailoring Joe. We do it awesome, man, right? We step out of the box, take it right back to old Italy. And that being said, I want to thank you so much for allowing me to share my heritage, my traditions with you guys. Spend some time with your family in the kitchen. Until next week, mwah, buon appetito.
The good life, full of fun.